Day 33, part two. So yeah, I kind of don't know what to do with that. And so I was sitting with that, like, oh, am I supposed to do something? And I wasn't getting clear guidance. And my guidance has been so clear lately that I think I've gotten a bit spoiled. So then I was getting frustrated. Like, this is the way I used to be. Like, I'm meditating, I'm asking for clarity. It's not clear. I just want a clear directive, like, which, is not the space of openness. So I was watching myself go into that, like, just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't want to reach out to people if it's not the right timing, but I don't want to wait too long or miss the opportunity. Or am I being lazy? Am I self-sabotaging, like getting into a fear place and just like giving up? And one woman that had been interested in coming called me, and she and a friend want to take it, but her friend doesn't want to start till later. And so yeah, it's just like not knowing what the right timing was. Sorry, I'm babbling right now. Okay. She called me and said she had some questions. I didn't answer the phone because I was busy. And then before I called her back, I meditated for a while, and then all of these emotions came up, and I just wanted to be clear before I talked to her, because I didn't know what kind of questions she was going to ask, and I felt like I don't even know what's happening. Like, if she wants to take the class, am I going to do the class with two people? Should I wait? Like, and I was very loose with the structure in my mind because I wrote an outline, but my intention for the class was really that, like, I know that people are going to open up creatively, and so I was imagining it being almost like a co-creative, like a collaboration. But I didn't announce it or advertise it as such because people don't know that that's going to happen yet. And if I just say, hey, it's just going to be this like co-creative thing where we just see what happens, like I don't think that would. I think people want guidance, and so I just had that intention, and I was allowing it to be an open space where people felt safe kind of experimenting and expressing what is going to arise, that they might not have space for in the rest of their lives. So, there was a part of me that was thinking, maybe I should just be honest about that. Like I'm like, how do I reach people that are into what I'm thinking? I'm like, maybe I should just like write an email to people and say, hey, I'm interested in like making this thing together. Like what do you want? Like, let's make it a project, like let's make it like this co-creative art project. But again, yeah, it just didn't feel like, I don't know, like that would work. So, and then when I was meditating, I just felt all of these feelings come up, and I don't know what it was. A part of me was like, maybe it's, they say that there's like most people run into resistance before they know they're going to transform. And maybe there's a part of me I'm not conscious of that knows that doing this class with with the group of people is going to be transformative, and that I'm resisting it. So maybe these feelings are coming up. But in any case, all these feelings were coming up, and I was trying to use like every technique I knew. Like, okay, I'm trying to feel the feelings. I'm going to breathe, and I just felt miserable. And like, I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do. Like, am I just supposed to work through this and get in touch with people and just like take a risk? Or am I just supposed to like let myself rest? Like, what does fucking receiving look like in this case, Oh, and the other thing is, okay, so today is like, or yesterday was Aries new moon, and I'm Aries rising, and my friend just told me that Aries is like right at the point that it was when I was born. So it's like a very special day, and Aries is all about, like forging ahead and being like a maverick and a fool. And so I felt like, oh, this is my chance. Even I think that was coming up for me at the meditation museum. Like, I was like, I should be expressing. Like, this is my chance to kind of like, I don't know, be in that bold place. And I felt so the opposite of that. Like, kind of like sad and invisible and like fucking hopeless. I don't know. So like I'm melting, like I'm fucking melting, like in that chrysalis thing, right? And I guess it's the other way of looking at that Aries energy, right? Instead of seeing it as that like ram kind of energy, it's like, oh, it's also the baby, right? It's also the baby. It's also the fool, like completely not knowing what the fuck is happening and not needing to know and being open in every moment. And so that's what came to me. Like, okay, if it's really about receiving, I'm not going to do anything. I don't know what to do. And so that means I'm not going to do anything. And so I kind of just like laid in the dark for a while. And I listened to this meditation, and it was about Buddha and how the kind of energy that Buddha offers to the world today as an avatar is like this energy of holding the world like a container, like a cocoon, an energy that envelops, so that when you are in meditation or going through something, you can imagine this energy enfolding you like a blanket. So, yeah, again, the same. Oh, and then during that reading I did today, a college friend, during the reading, a college friend sent me a picture of a painting I did for her when I was 17 years old. The first year we were college roommates and I was in freshman year. I did a painting for her of two butterflies. And even then I was never like a girly type flower type person. I'm actually more like that now, much more like that now than I was then. I was like into like dark colors and rainy days and strung out people and stuff like that. So it was odd that I did that, but I probably did it because it was for her. You know, it wasn't something I would have hung up in my room. But she sent it to me, and it's hanging up in her little girl's, her daughter's room, and I felt, of course, so honored that she even still has it. And I also was really happy because I'm like, that looks pretty cool. Maybe I'll include a picture. Like, yeah, it doesn't look bad, you know, even whatever, 20 years later. And it, just the timing of it, I mean, it's odd. You know, she's had it for 15 years, but she sent it to me today, the butterfly thing. And so, yeah. Oh yeah, one of the things that came up was like when I was feeling miserable, I was like, okay, you know, using all my tools, and then kind of like, what do I need? Like, what does this fear need? Because it was like fear and anxiety and all this stuff. And it said it needs to be held. I'm like, okay, like, so, you know, I'm trying to feel like the world holding me. I'm like, maybe I just need to be like held. So, um, my mother had come home and I went to her and I hugged her. My mother's really like awkward about affection because her mother wasn't affectionate and her father was scary. They were both really scary. So my mom is not like a warm fuzzy person. Even though she's so cute and joyful underneath all that. So I came up to her and I hugged her, and she usually will kind of like resist or laugh or something. And this time I literally just like hung on her. I was kind of dizzy from like the fasting and everything, and she gave me a real hug, but I realized that like, okay, like I'm not gonna get it from there, and I just don't think of like friends I can call that I can just be like, I want to like have a really nice hug or something. And then I'm in my back, I'm like thinking, is this even necessary? I mean, is this the point that I shouldn't need it from people, and that like, you know, I need to open up to being able to feel the sensations like at a spiritual level? And I don't fucking know. So, yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, you know, I'm honestly disappointed right now because I don't feel like I'm fucking receiving any insights. This is like really unusual for me. But one thing that was amazing that happened, actually like two things. One is when that woman that was interested in the class called me back, she said her friend, one of the comments that her friend made was that she's not into guided visualization. She's a practicing Sufi, and she said this is a wild idea, but do you think that teacher would be interested in co-collaborating? Because I don't know specifically, but what if I think that swirling, right? Whirling is a great opener for creativity. And when she said that, I was like, fuck yeah, like I would love to learn more about Sufism. And that was exactly my intention, that I wanted people to co-collaborate, but I just, again, hadn't announced it because I didn't think people would be ready for the concept. So that's actually really awesome. So I was like, yeah, tell her. So now I just have to think about the timing, because that friend wasn't ready to do it yet. So maybe I'll just kind of delay it. I don't know. And then the other amazing thing was this morning during dance class, my teacher told me that today is the second day of a 9-day celebration. It's called the 9 Nights. I think it's Hindu. It's for 9 days of the year that celebrate the mother, that celebrate the goddess of the earth. And she was saying how even, devotees of Shiva and other male deities, for these 9 days, they worship the feminine. And yesterday is when it started. And yesterday is when I started fasting, without knowing that. So, yeah, she was saying that, like, she's always, from when she was young, she was dancing all the time, so she didn't really fast because, she was, like, very vigorously dancing. But that one time, her mother, who is, like, very into Sanskrit and, like, was a scholar and into the, spirituality, told her, before you leave this house, you must do 9 days of fasting, like, for the goddess at least one time. So she did. But in her fast, she said she ate, like, this, like, potato cottage cheese mixture thing. And I was like, that doesn't sound like a fast. That sounds delicious. But yeah, anyway. Okay. These videos really show that I'm being honest, because I feel like I pretty much just said nothing that had any kind of coherence, and I'm still going to post it. Yes, I feel kind of sad about that. Yeah, kind of hopeless right now. So one other point I wanted to make was seeing the class as a cocoon, and not just the class, but kind of interesting to see the inverse. Like, my whole thing is, like, wanting to create and provide a space for people to open and become free, and not just people, me, right? And I think it's just kind of like that whole I don't know, paradox or whatever, going to the edge and closing in on itself. It's like, I feel like I need to be held so that I can hold the world, and it's confusing, and I feel like I guess maybe I feel like if I don't feel held, or I'm having such struggle feeling like whatever, the wholeness, then I feel like I'm feeling like, how can I possibly do that for the world, Yeah. Or maybe the other way around, like, because I feel like I'm failing at doing it for the world, like, I'm not able to connect with people, or that's why I don't feel held, It's like, I feel like I thought this was my place in the world, and if it's not happening, then I'm not being held by the world, Yes, thank you. There's the insight. That's where the emotions are coming from. Okay,